Good morning children. How are you all? I hope all of you are well, fine, safe inside your homes. So today we are going to start with chapter number 5 in civics, that is Women Change the World. I repeat, we are going to start with chapter 5 in civics, that is Women Change the World. So before we start with the chapter, first let us have a look and let us understand the terms so that it becomes very easy for us to understand the chapter in a better way. So let us start with our first term, that is stereotype. Now what is stereotype? One fixed image of a person in somebody's mind is what we call stereotype. Say for example, I am a teacher, right? So I am supposed to teach, say for example, socials. So there are people who must have made an image that yes, she can only teach social, she cannot teach other subjects, she is only good with social, so she will teach only social. No, but that is not the case. What do you mean by that? It is called stereotype when you have got one image fixed in your head about some other person. So what is stereotype? Fixed image of a person and a community into some other people's mind. This is what we mean by stereotype. Next we have is discrimination. So what do we mean by discrimination? So when there is a treatment of people done in an unequal manner. So when people are not treated equally, when people are treated with differences, it is known as discrimination. That is bhed bhav, what we call in a layman's language. What do you mean by discrimination? Treating people unequally, treating people with differences, when you are not giving the proper rights to the person for which he or she is eligible, then this is what you mean by discrimination, which clearly means bhed bhav. So today if I am giving importance to any one student in my class and others I am ignoring, so that is what I am discriminating. I am doing bhed bhav, that is I am not prioritizing, I am not giving equal importance to each and every person. So we should not do this, we should not discriminate. So next term after that is violation. Now what is violation? When someone forcefully breaks the law or a rule and shows disrespect, it is known as violation. So what is violation? Many a times we have heard that term, violation of law. So what do we actually mean by that? When somebody or anybody person is forcefully breaking the law, he or she is aware that the law is being broken, but still the law, he or she is breaking the law and it shows disrespect, then this is what we mean by the term violation. For example, violation of law. Say for example, I am knowing that in order to drive a two-wheeler I need to have a license, I need to have a driving license, but still I don't carry the driving license, in fact I don't have driving license, then that is what? That is violation of law. So even in the corona times we all know that there was lockdown, but still people were going out, roaming around, so that is what? That is violation of the law, for which actions could be taken against them. After that we have protest. So what do we mean by protest? To raise voice against the wrong action. What do we mean by protest? To raise voice against the wrong action. When something wrong is going on, when something correct, when something right is not happening and you are willing to raise your voice, then what we call it? We call it as protest. So raising voice against the wrong action is what we call protest. After that we have scheduled caste, that is SC. I repeat, scheduled caste. So it is the official term which has been given to the Dalit class of people. We have already started one whole chapter about Dalit class of people, that how they were not treated equally, they were discriminated, certain stereotypes were created against them. So this is what we mean by this term scheduled caste, that is SC, that is for the Dalit class of people who are not given the equal status and respect in the society which they deserve. After that we have scheduled tribes. So it is again an official term for the people like Adivasis. So it is same like SC, but here the name is ST, that is scheduled tribes. Again they were also not given the equal rights, status and respect in the society, and this is called ST, that is scheduled tribes. After that we have autobiography. Now what do we understand by autobiography? That is life sketch of the writer himself. When I am writing a story on myself, that will be called as autobiography, when I am writing the life sketch of myself. So when the writer is writing something about himself or herself, then this will be called as autobiography. After that we have manuscript. So script which is written in writer's own handwriting. So something which is written in writer's own handwriting is what we call manuscript. So this is a term which all of you must have heard many number of times. After that we have census. Now what do we understand by census? Census takes place every 10 years. So in the census, the actual counting of the population takes place. What is the age of the people, how many children are in school, what are they working, what are they doing, and all of it is recorded in census. So what do we mean by census? Census is taken after every 10 years, and in which all the details of the person, like you must have known that there are people from the corporation, from the government side, that come to your house and ask you how many members are there, how many adults are there, how many kids are there, are they going to school, what is their age group, and everything. So all this is being recorded in the census, which takes place after every 10 years. Now let us have an introduction of this chapter. So women change the world, right? The title is very clear that yes, women change the world. But in earlier times it was believed that women cannot do technical things, or women cannot go to school and study and things like that. So in the previous times it was very much believed that women are only meant to be to do the household work, to stay at home and not to do any other things. So they are made only for that. But no, women can actually change the world, and they have. So women are not just made for the household work, but they can do other things apart from that also. Now we will have a look at schooling and education today. So now we see that boys and girls both go to the school. Boys were obviously going earlier also, but during the previous times girls were not going to school. Why? Because their parents were not allowing them. They had a mentality where girls should be staying at home, girls should be knowing how to do the household work. So that was only their life. Their life used to revolve around the kitchen itself. They were restricted in each and everything. But now if we consider, then girls are also going to the school and they are having equal right, status and respect in the society. Now I'll tell you certain reasons why Dalits, Adivasis and Muslim communities, they were not going to school, or they had actually left the school. So first, one of them reason could be, see, in rural areas there were no school. So Dalits, Adivasis, obviously they used to stay there in rural areas. So there were no schools. So since there are no schools, no teachers. So education was not possible for them. And if at all there were schools, they were very far from where they were actually living. So transportation facility was not available over there. So again, that was becoming a cause why they were not going to the school. Apart from it, the cost of education was also one of the main factors which was creating an obstacle in their education life. So they were not having money. Since they don't have money, how come they'll go to the school, and how come they'll pay the fees and get the education over there? So again, cost of education was also one of the reasons why they had left school, or they were not able to attend the school. And also they were facing discrimination, that is, they were not getting the equal right and status which they should get. So these are some of the reasons why they had left the school, or they were not willing to go to the school. After this, we study women's movement. Now what is women's movement? See, boys and girls, both of them have got the equal right, status and opportunity to be and live in the society, right? So after that, women had also got legal reforms against the violence which women were facing. There were also legal reforms, actions being taken against them. So women individually and collectively, they have struggled a lot to bring changes. I repeat, women individually and collectively have struggled a lot to bring changes in them, and this struggle is known as women's movement. So this is what we understand by women's movement, where women individually have also suffered and struggled, and collectively also they have struggled and suffered, and this altogether is known as women's movement. Now during those times also there were certain strategies designed and developed to spread the awareness that yes, women should also be educated, to fight against discrimination, that yes, we also deserve our rights and we should be treated equally in the society, and also to seek the justice. So these three things, the spreading of awareness, fighting against discrimination, and to seek justice, for these three things strategies were also being developed and they were also being formed. So the first one was campaigning. Now what is campaigning? There was a law made in 2006 for the domestic violence. If women are facing any type of domestic violence within their homes, then they can go to the police and they can file a complaint, and then they can get the legal protection in their house itself. So this is what? This is campaigning. This is the example what happened in the year 2006, and also the dowry laws were changed. Dowry, that is we call Dahej. So the laws regarding that also changed, and this is how the women in the earlier times were getting the legal protection. After that we have showing solidarity. What do we mean by that? We mean that we can show the unity. That is when all the women come together, they can show unity and they can have their equal rights and seek justice with the help of the legal protection. So showing unity with other women is what we mean by this point. So lastly, we can conclude that with the help of collective efforts of women, we have got that is women can change the world, and women have changed the world. And also with the support of men, things were actually possible. So that was it for today. I hope you have understood this well. Thank you.